Welcome to the Gaia Report. I am Crystal Johnson, one of the co-hosts. We have an extraordinary show for you today. We will be talking about the Boston GreenFest, some tips regarding having a green sustainable birthday party, as well as talking with young climate adaptation scientists. I'm really happy to start the Gaia Report right now with an extraordinary person who is a leader in Massachusetts as well as the East Coast regarding environmental impact work. We have a person who has served as a key person on planning committees with Altwheels, Green Build, and NESI, the Northeast Sustainable Energy Association. Through her powerful work of outreach and impact work, she has been honored by NEWE, the New England Women in Energy Environment, the City of Boston. She's been recognized by Green Schools and has been invited to the White House to participate in the EPA Environmental Education Program. And this person that is doing all this significant work being recognized is Dr. Karen Weber. She is the director of Foundation for a Green Future. That is a key organization because here in Massachusetts there's a unique event called Boston GreenFest. And the Foundation for a Green Future creates and organizes this extraordinary event, which happens to be the largest environmental and multicultural festival, particularly here, at least on the East Coast, yet alone nationally. And the impact and the programs, the forums are extraordinary. So please welcome Dr. Karen Weber, and I'm glad to have you here.
It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Crystal.
As I had mentioned, the Boston GreenFest, it's my understanding it's in the 9th year.
Yes, that happened. I don't know.
And what's so exciting is I've been very familiar with Boston GreenFest, and I'm a huge fan. When I first moved back to Boston, it was the first event that I went to, and I said, what is this? So it's very wonderful to be sitting here with you all these years later. And as I was mentioning earlier, Boston GreenFest really is a unique festival, because in these 2 days, which this year is 3 days, from August 19th through the 21st, at the Boston City Hall Plaza, as well as Spanier Hall and the Sam Adams Park, there are a host of unique events, from forums that people can participate in. There are exhibitors. There's an eco fashion show, eco film fest, eco car show, vendors. There's so much engagement, and I really want to highlight to the audience that this event has something for everyone, which we will highlight. But if you are a family and you have youth, there are so many kids' activities. If you are a teen, there are activities that you will find so interesting. If you're in your 20s and 30s, you will be engaged in ways that you never knew that sustainability could reach. And if you're a mature person or have any interest from your business, from being a professional, an entrepreneur, you will find a way to network, a way to engage and connect. And I really want to commend you, and that's why you've gotten such great recognition, and the City of Boston supports you so much for what you do for the city, that I really want to highlight that this is a unique event that is extraordinary. For this year, the focus is definitely on innovation. So can you elaborate on what some participants could look forward to?
Absolutely. Well, we're building it as a showcase of innovation.
Beautiful.
We have a number of wonderful exhibitors that we've highlighted already on our website.
Okay.
One is called...
And the website is bostongreenfest.org.
Correct. And one of them is by a group, Billions in Change.
Okay.
I can't recall. It's Manoj is the Indian founder of the company 5 Hour Energy.
Oh, nice.
And he began to look at what things mean across the globe, and with the billions in change that they have left over from their 5 hours energy, they're investing it in solutions that are eco-friendly, that are energy efficient, and his goal is to bring clean, free energy to countries across Africa, Asia, and Latin America. And one of his programs will be at Boston GreenFest. So they're bicycles that after riding the bike for 1 hour, you will have 24 hours of energy to power your home.
Nice.
So people will be able to come to Boston GreenFest and try out the bike.
Nice.
He also has programs for rainwater.
Okay.
It's called Rainmaker. Very interesting program of finding heat energy through using geothermal, using the nanotechnology of graphene,
Right.
which has an interesting property. From if you put heat at one end of a material,
Yes.
of the graphene, it will conduct to the other side without heating up the middle.
Nice.
And so they're
Right, that's
creating
relevant.
incredible cables that will be able to be inserted deep into the
Right.
ground and provide heat and electricity thousands of miles away.
And one thing I think that the audience can pick up on is that you have a great passion and understanding and respect for sustainable design, sustainable living.
Yes.
And that understanding and clarity, to me, really helps your vision for what Boston GreenFest is. And from my experience at Boston GreenFest and continuing to always track it, it really does stand out because it's not an event that is very superficial. It provides distinct educational forums and presentations, and you have great speakers that come globally and nationally to participate. And I really want to commend you because you are the driver of this, and because you have a background in green roofs, sustainable designs, and understanding the value of urban farms and gardens, and how do you create a thriving city so that when you design and plan out and constantly expanding and revisiting to make Boston GreenFest more superb each year after year, it really does come from your understanding of it. And I think as the director of it, that's what makes this event, very different from other forums or festivals.
Thank
so I
you.
want to say thank you. And one thing I love is also that global perspective, because it's so educational and you're such a connector. You are a bridger, not only here in Boston with so much happening, but also globally. So there's an International Youth Summit this year. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have connected with a wonderful man in India, Mr. Virendra Rawat.
Okay.
He's the father of Green School movement in India. He has
Okay.
started 100 green schools there,
Okay.
and I believe a number of them in Nepal.
Oh, nice.
So we have 150
Wow.
students and 25 teachers coming from India.
Oh, my
20
goodness.
students and teachers coming from Nepal.
Okay.
And some about 200 coming from that part of the world
Okay.
to participate at Boston GreenFest and be part of the International Youth Summit, which we will hold at Faneuil Hall.
Okay.
They will have an opportunity to present their ideas about climate change to each other. And then there will be interactions. There will be some keynote speakers.
Nice.
We've been told that Mayor Walsh, oh goodness, will be coming to the event to welcome the students.
Oh, wonderful.
And then the students will be involved in different aspects of Boston GreenFest. So we're creating an innovation station for the youth. They will be part of it. They will help organize it and inspire the American youth
Right.
that come to it
Nice.
with ideas that they have from their country.
How can schools or students who are watching this, from the summer, how can they participate? How can they be involved or just attend?
In all those three ways.
Okay.
So one of them would be to get on our website and
Yes.
look up happenings
Okay.
and look for the International Youth Summit if they're 14
Yes.
years old or above,
Okay.
or feel that they're mature enough to be able to feel comfortable
Yes.
sitting for a few hours
Yes.
in a forum. Then they should sign up for the summit.
Okay.
We also are looking for volunteers, and we
Nice.
take young volunteers.
Nice.
If they're 11, 12 years old, their parents should be around, but if
Sure.
they're a little older and their parents consent, we're happy to have them
Nice.
be in groups and help make the event possible. We welcome and embrace everybody, whether they're walking, whether they're in the wheelchair, whether they speak English or Spanish, whoever they are, wherever they're from,
Okay.
people are welcome at Boston GreenFest.
So for the youth observing this and for parents who want to engage their youth, please go to bostongreenfest.org, find happenings, and you'll also see a section for volunteering. And
Which
there's
is on the Get Involved tab.
on the Get Involved tab, and connect with Boston GreenFest. I believe that event is on Saturday.
So the Youth Summit will
Yes.
be Saturday, August 20th,
Okay.
starting at 10 a.m. at
Nice.
Faneuil Hall.
Wonderful.
Now, we also have, you mentioned exhibitors, and so we have a lot of innovative exhibitors, and not just the big people, but sort of smaller businesses, startups. So we have a robotic startup from the Boston area called Robilis, making a chair that moves so that it keeps people in good posture and healthy while you're sitting working at your computer. We have a company called Force of Nature that has figured out a way to use salt, water, and vinegar with a certain charge that is stronger than bleach in its capacity for cleaning. And then we have a company called Grove, which has created a very interesting format for growing a farm, a little mini farm in your home of vegetables and
that's so nice.
Along with some fish. So it's set up a complete ecosystem for the food and the fish. It's a beautiful opportunity to not only learn from seeing the interactions, but the fact that they're creating a special way that you can have your food right there in front of you.
Nice. For those who are new to Boston GreenFest, again, it's occurring August 19th through the 21st, primarily at Boston City Plaza to Faneuil Hall in the Sam Adams Park. Please check out the website because they have an extraordinary exhibit area. It's really, I don't want to say 50 to 70 vendors.
In the past we've been close to 200.
Yes, and these vendors are, as Dr. Karen Weber had mentioned, they are green entrepreneurs, and they run from fashionable earrings to
nonprofit work to enterprising startups to
very fascinating vendors that you'll definitely want to purchase. You'll find new items that you never knew were there, ways for living a more sustainable lifestyle, but it's very educational and very welcoming. And I've always found that wonderful, as well as there are many forums. So please go to the website because there are forums that if you are a business that has nothing to do with sustainability, but you want to learn different aspects, and there's so many different themes you've done regarding.
So we have transportation tomorrow today. We have water and resiliency.
Beautiful.
And we have one that we're calling the attack of the killer pipelines and our energy future.
It's so wonderful.
And we have on the table here, we have films. We have a wonderful Green Film Fest. We have Powakatsi, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Wasteland. We have movies coming from Australia, Polyfaces. They're all, and one from Peru, which I can't say the name, but it's by Jose Juan Torpo, who will be coming from Peru to show his movie and talk about it. We're hoping that the filmmaker of the movie Polyfaces, who is from Australia, may be able to come and be part of it. So these movies are from different corners of the world, treating different ideas, trying to look at innovation. Our theme this year is innovation, compassion, transformation, community. We're involved in we have a community effort by artists from different parts of the city who are making a mural, a very big mural, using those themes. So we will have a lot of eco art. There will be electric vehicles that will be showcased. You're correct. There are many, many things. And this year, too, with our eco-fashion, Savers is the one that does a wonderful job of sponsoring the fashion shows. So not only will Nadra Ray be doing the eco-fashion show on Saturday at 5 o'clock, but my daughter this year, Francesca Salamanca, will be hosting mini fashion shows 2 or 3 times a day throughout the weekend.
Oh, that's so great.
And sort of helping people understand that we can reuse our clothing. We can reuse what we have. We don't have to even go to the point of recycling, but what's already there, what someone might not need anymore, the next person can still find fashionable and find ways to...
This shirt, everything I actually have on is sustainable fashion. It has been reused. One thing I do want to highlight with the Boston GreenFest is that it's not just for people who already tend to be green. It's really also designed for if you do not already have a familiarity with it and are not even sure where to start. And one thing I love is that you also have a beer and wine garden. So for people who think, wow, how does that relate to green? There's so many ways that everything in our everyday life can be done in a more sustainable manner. Can you share anything about the beer and wine?
So It's local. It's wine. It's wine or beer. The wine is from Churro Vineyards in Cape
Okay.
Cod. They're as eco-friendly as they can be, and we have. We don't have the final count on the beer, but some of it's from Sam Adams.
Nice.
Some of it is from Wicked. Let's see,
yeah.
there's the Wicked Ale, and there's cider, and there's the Down East cider, and different local companies that are doing local, organic, or sustainably crafted products that are beer, cider, and wine are part of the event. So it allows people to sit back and enjoy the other big piece to Boston GreenFest are our 3 stages. We have amazing performers coming. We have an 8-person gospel choir coming from Nigeria.
Oh my goodness. And it's my understanding that for the 3 stages, it's continuous.
Correct.
So what does that mean exactly, though?
So starting from noon, so on the main stage, starting at noon, it will continue until...
On the 19th.
On the 19th, it will go from noon to 10 in the evening on Friday, again on Saturday, and then Sunday we will close at 6.
Now that is phenomenal, and I want to make sure you captured that. That from Friday noon, which should be August 19th,
correct,
until that Sunday, with some late evening, just stopping, but continuing the whole day, back to back, phenomenal international as well as just local musicians, and it's always a huge affair. And I've always been greatly impressed because of the quality festival she puts together. She continually attracts, very interesting grassroots to different style music. So
we have this year Rhett Price, who is an amazing electronic violinist.
Oh.
He's on the road to Grammys, we are sure.
Oh,
so it's nice that
wonderful.
he, who has been living, he's been living in Boston for a while, that he'll come to our stage this year.
Sons
of Serendip, which are 4 young men who met at BU, are going to be performing. They have a special quality to their song, and they have a harp, and it's a very unique presentation. We have Zilly Musique, which is an all-woman group, very international. I believe they began at Berkeley. We've got Los Ciegos del Barrio, the blind men of the hood. They're amazing Latin music. We've got Joe May Dance, who is almost, I consider, an Alvin Ailey dance company of Boston, will be again on our stage. So we have Mamadou, we have, the list is so long, and it's so extraordinary, and we've got close to at least 20 countries represented on the stage this year.
It's really nice because you have the energy of the city right there near the water on the plaza, and in the evenings at that little amphitheater setup to hear such beautiful array of music where you have artists at the top of their game. And so congratulations on pulling this together. So as Dr. Karen Weber has spoken, aside from the film festival and the world music on the continuous stage.
And fitness, we're going to have Zumba and Bali X, and then yoga. We have the Eco Soul stage, we have the family stage, there'll be wheelchair dance performers, there'll be free pony rides for children, we have robotics, we've got a dominoes tournament. You name it, it's happening at Boston GreenFest this summer.
Now, what's happening with the eco art and then the eco car race?
So, for a long time we had the 1 gallon challenge. It sort of fell out of fashion because now we have electric cars that are part of the mainstream. So it's interesting to see how things have sort of moved from independent inventors to something that people can now use and purchase. And the city of Boston is about to unveil a program for electric chargers around the city. It's going to make it very easy for people to purchase and be an owner of an electric vehicle in Boston.
And what about for the eco art? Any things
the
like
eco art. We have artists from the city who will be putting their art in 2 places. We have an eco art gallery inside City Hall that will probably take place through the month of August. We have a very interesting exhibitor who makes a bar called Curate. It's sort of like a snack, a very organic snack bar.
Okay.
And they set up a gallery, and they allow us to put our local artists' work in the gallery. So we'll have that on our site.
Nice.
We have a number of other things that are in the works that we can't quite reveal, so you'll have to come to Boston GreenFest and see what all these surprises are.
And I really just want to say...
And food. And we
Oh,
have
yes.
food. We have incredible food.
Yes.
Local, organic,
Yes.
non-GMO,
Yes.
and some real great ice cream from Soko Creamery in the
Oh,
western
wow.
part of Massachusetts. So we're really hitting a lot of wonderful areas. And the fact that we have people coming from India and Nepal, from Peru, we have interns. We have over 20 interns working as volunteers to help this event. We have probably 40 to 50 people from the community working on this from all across the city.
Right.
We have 2 interns from France. It's a very exciting thing to see how much we're being brought together.
Yes.
That only a few years ago, when you and I started out, we seemed to be the only 2 sort of thinking about these things. But now more and more people are understanding, and it's very, very exciting.
You're really a connector, and you really inspire people, and you bring out the best. So people kind of are attracted to you, and they want to participate. And I have to really say that so much of Boston GreenFest's momentum and the energy that I've observed has really been from you being a focal point and stirring it. And so I really want to just say, I'm so happy to have you doing this, because you are a force, and a positive force, and you've made it happen. So thank you for talking about Boston GreenFest, which will be held on Friday, August 19th through the 21st in Boston City Plaza. Please go to bostongreenfest.org for an array of information that is for the whole family and diversity of ages, people, lifestyles, and interests. Thank you, Dr.
Crystal.
Karen Webbett.